Alright, so I'm going to do a quick tutorial for you guys that maybe you've never used the notebook app. So obviously I'm in the game now. So when you first open up the app, after you download, you can go into bag setup, and then you can click you'll input all your club information. I'm going to turn this down a little bit. So you'll input all your club information. So like on my Doug account, I've got an APOC 6, a Thor 7. Get rid of the grid lines so that way everybody can see it. So anyway, this is the level of clubs that I have on this account. So, and then if they're highlighted in green, that means that those are the ones that I've selected to naturally come up whenever I start the app. So once you get the bag selected or created, you can go from there. Now, I've got multiple accounts, so I've created one bag for each account. But if you would like, you can actually create different bags for the same account. You would just rename it like bag 1, bag 2, so on and so forth. So that way, if you're in a tournament or if you're in a shootout or if you're in tour play, grinding or whatever, you can pick the appropriate name and then go from there. So like on my DP1 account, I've got an APOC 7, so on and so forth. And then on my Doug 2 account, I've got an APOC 6 and so forth. So anyway, so that's how to get the bags set up. So that's how to set up the bags. And then, of course, what you want to do whenever you first download it, you want to go here into settings. And then in settings, you can adjust your grid lines. So I'm going to turn my grid lines back on so that way everybody can. So when you first turn on grid lines, they're going to come up. They're going to be a lot, wider or whatever you want to call it. And so you can adjust those here. And so you can extend them. So I'm going to extend like this horizontal line. So see how that moves that line back and forth. So obviously you can make these however you would like. I use 2 horizontal lines just so it's easier on me whenever I'm doing wind pulls. And now I just screwed that one all up, but anyway, so I'm going to add this one back in there, and then there we go. So anyway, I use 2 horizontal lines, 1 vertical line, which is the ball, and then if you'll notice in the upper left-hand corner, there is an additional line, vertical line. That vertical line for me is reference to the wind arrow, so that way I can make sure that I'm pulling straight true according to the wind. So there's a bunch here that you can play with. You can turn these lines into whatever color that you would like, so on and so forth. So that's how to get the lines set up how you like. So the easiest way a lot of the time is to take a screenshot in game. And so you'll notice now that I'm back into the game, the Kingmaker ball that's on the screen there, I'm actually going to change that to a basic ball so it's easier to see. So if you see now, it's in the center of the ball. My vertical line is in the center of the ball. And you'll have to play with your horizontal lines to make sure that they're how you like it. And then your wind line, you'll also have to play with to make sure that it's straight true on your in the wind arrow. So a lot of the times, like I said, the easiest way is to go in, play a game, and then take a screenshot while you're playing the game. So that way you can, after the game is over, you can then use that screenshot to adjust or fine tune where your lines are. So that kind of helps you get it all set up. So now I'm going to go back. I'm going to show you how it actually works. So I want to make sure that I'm on my Doug account, and obviously I click on the Goliath and it opens up the bag. So I want to make sure that this is exactly how it is in the game. So I've got the APOC 6, Sniper 10, so on and so forth. And if those ever don't match, then I go back to the notebook app and I correct it there. and then so that way it's as far as the club level. So let's say if I've upgraded it, let's say if I got some cards today and I upgraded the Spitfire from 6 to 7. Well, it won't upgrade in the notebook app unless you go back to that app and upgrade it manually. So it's not going to automatically read your club level. So anyway, so I'm going to get ready to play a match. So I'll pick the APOC 6. And then the ball level that I'll pick is Kingmaker, which is a level 3 power. So, and if you don't know, of course, everyone I think does know. So there's your power level, there's your spin, there's your wind resistance. The only thing that you really need for the notebook app is your power level. That's the only thing that really matters in the notebook app. So with that being said, we'll get right into a match real quick. We might actually get a tournament hole on stream. That would be really cool. So you can minimize it if you just close out of it, and so that way it's not in the way. We'll see how long it takes to actually get a match. So okay, so we're going to play Maple Bay. I know this hole has a 10% elevation on drive, so I'll start with a 10%, which is a plus 10, which is downhill. So see how it changes? So plus 10% downhill on the drive. Now I just simply have to wait to see if it's his turn or my turn first. If it's my turn, it's his turn first. So it's 11.7 mile an hour wind. Now obviously it's a headwind, but nevertheless. So I would click on the 0.0 mile per hour, and whenever you do that, it opens it up. And then this is where you type in your wind. So it would be 11.7, and so I would need to pull at max distance 9.2 rings. At middle of club would be 8.0 rings. At min club would be 6.9 rings. So I know I need to push up at least 9.2 rings for the wind, if that was my wind. So let's see, I know, okay, so it's 12.1 wind, so it's 9.5 rings. And I'm actually going to do a power hook here. So let's see if I can get over there. Yep. So, okay, so now I'm over on the fairway. So that shot's done, so now I can go back in. I click the mile per hour and it clears it out. And now I can watch how he shoots. I can go ahead and start getting ready if I want for my secondary shot, which, of course, they're going to give me a damn headwind again. But anyway, so I know the first shot was minus 10 elevation. From the tee box to the fairway was minus 10. I know from playing this hole plenty of times that on the second shot, in this case, it's also going to be a plus 10. And so I want to pick my sniper.
Great shot.
I want to make sure that it's plus 10 elevation. And now I want to wait and see what wind that they give me.
Nice on.
So 8, 9 headwind means I need to pull 10 rings. So, which is fucking awesome in this case. Okay. So I need to make sure that I'm going to push up at least 10 rings, which in this case would just be max OP. I'm just going to use max OP.
Great shot.
Great shouldn't kill me here.
Nice on.
So the other thing is if you'll notice, I just threw in a video into hole 8 chat for the tournament. So what I'm talking about there, whenever I say percentage of club, is whenever you type in the wind arrow, you can also slide this around. And so let's say if I had a 10 mile an hour wind and it's only 60% of club, then I should have pulled 10.3 rings, which is now highlighted in orange. So okay, so we'll go to the shootout, and after the shootout, I'll close this video out. Hopefully this helps you guys. If you have any questions, please don't be afraid to ask, and then we'll go from there. So okay, so 13 mile an hour wind means this hole sucks with a headwind. 1, 2, 3, it's 4. So I need to push up 14 and a half rings.
Perfect shot.
Okay, we'll see. Too much backspin.
Nice
Way
on.
too much backspin. But nevertheless, so I did exactly what the app told me to, which was 14.6 rings. Or well, as close to it as I could anyway. So anyway, we'll see where this guy ends up with that 13 mile an